Hello and welcome to the Doge and Maha News Channel. In this video, we're going to focus on Make America Healthy Again. And today we're going to react to a video in which fitness expert Jillian Michaels talks about her thoughts regarding RFK Jr. and his vision for making America healthy again. Let's get into the video. But first, I'm going to post videos every single day with the latest news on making America healthy again. If that's something that interests you, you're going to want to like and subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my latest videos. All right, let's see what Jillian Michaels has to say.
RFK Jr. has indeed been tapped to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. He's spreading the message of Make America Healthy Again. Celebrity fitness trainer Jillian Michaels joins us now. Jillian, welcome to the program. It's good to see you. Thank
you.
Are you on board with Kennedy's proposal, first of all, on highly processed foods? He don't like them, wants to get rid of them. You on board with that?
That's not necessarily what he's saying, but he is absolutely trying to reduce the amount of chemicals in those highly processed foods. In other words, he wants the toxic pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, chemical fertilizers out of the food. And to give you some framework on this,
that's a really good point. The way he posed that question was like RFK Jr. was trying to get rid of all ultra processed foods. Really what he's trying to do is get rid of the chemicals that are in the foods. For example, there are 10,000 authorized chemicals that can be used in our food in the United States of America, but less than 400 chemicals that are authorized to be used in foods in other countries like Europe and Canada, for example. So yeah, really he's trying to get the chemicals out of the ultra processed foods. These food companies are making a US version of their product with the chemicals, and they're making a non-US version of their product without the chemicals. So why don't they just start making the non-US versions without the chemicals for us here in the United States?
there's a historical connection to those chemicals and Agent Orange. So it's kind of a big deal, and people just don't understand it. We have a loophole in the FDA that allows 10,000 chemicals into our food: petroleum, anti-caking agents, food dyes, artificial flavors, artificial sugars. The list is extensive. And over 9,000 of those chemicals are not legal in other parts of the developed world. And this is just the tip of the iceberg here.
Just tell me about Froot Loops. The US version of Froot Loops contains more artificial ingredients than Froot Loops in other countries like
Yeah, Froot Loops has become the poster child for this movement.
Canada, for example. Spell it out specifically. What's wrong with Froot Loops?
This is actually the work of my friends Vani Hari and Jason Karp, and they've started a boycott of Kellogg's, and for good reason, because if you can impact a company's bottom line, you can institute change immediately. And here's the point that we're trying to illustrate, is that when you go to Canada, the Froot Loops are colored with carrots and blueberries, and here it's like yellow number 5, blue number whatever the heck it is, red number 40. And those food dyes, our food dyes, are made of coal tar, petroleum. It's like there's no comparison. Ours, if you Google them, are neurotoxic and linked to cancer. There's no side effect to a blueberry and a carrot. So in other words, is it still ultra processed? Yes, it is. Would I prefer you have something else for breakfast? Of course I would. But nevertheless, if we can remove these things from people's diets without them having to make massive shifts in their lifestyle or spend a fortune on groceries, it's going to go a long way for their health and the health of their families over the.
Exactly. That's a great point. I mean, there's no side effects of coloring your Froot Loops with blueberries and carrots. I mean, of course, they're still ultra processed. Of course, they're still not probably the healthiest option for you. But if you're going to feed your kids Froot Loops, like I fed my kids Froot Loops, it would be better if those Froot Loops did not have all these chemicals in them, like the yellow dye and the different colors. I did a whole video reacting to RFK Jr. and his discussion around yellow dye and how harmful it is, where it comes from. Like she mentioned, it comes from coal tar. It is a byproduct of manufacturing coal tar. And that is really disgusting that we are putting that into our bodies.
decades.
Jillian, I really want to get this in. Dr. Mark Siegel, frequent guest on this program, friend of the program, he thinks that weight loss drugs are a game changer in the health world. Listen to this for a second.
Okay.
These are looking more and more like miracle drugs because semaglutides, Ozempic or Wegovy, they decrease hunger in the brain and they delay gastric emptying so you feel more full. I think there is a future for this drug for alcohol use, absolutely, and for addiction.
Jillian, you are a fitness guru. What do you make of weight loss drugs? Maybe taking the place of exercise. Is that possible?
Well, I don't even think that's the drug company's intention, so I certainly hope not. If I could do a shameless plug here, I have an hour-and-a-half long debate that I just released yesterday on my YouTube channel, all free with 2 obesity medicine doctors, so you could really take a deep dive on what my concerns are and what the criticisms of my opinions are. So first off, number one, they're extremely expensive. Number two, you can never get off of them or you gain all the weight back and then some. Number three, there are significant side effects, and I encourage you to watch that debate and learn for yourself so that you can make the decision with your eyes wide open.
I might have to watch that long form YouTube video and find some cuts to share with you. That sounds pretty interesting. But yeah, she's definitely called out a couple of things here. Pharma wants you to be on these drugs. They want you to be on this Ozempic for the rest of your life. You have to continue to be injected over and over and over again in order to reduce your satiety, in order to make yourself feel full. You have to continue to take these drugs. Of course, that is a cash cow for the pharmacy. And the other thing is the side effects of it, right? I think Jillian Michaels is probably advocating more of a diet-based approach instead of a drug-based approach for obesity.
And number four, and arguably the most important point for today, is that the reason that people are having an impossible time with regard to not overeating is because the ultra-processed foods you and I were just talking about are specifically, strategically designed to undermine our satiety and be addictive. And
That is a great point. Do you need Ozempic if the foods you're eating are not chemically changed to make you feel like you're still hungry and to have addictive flavoring and addictive properties to them? Like if you're not addicted to that food and crave it over and over again, and your body is saying, hey, I'm still hungry, I want more of that, it's delicious, so you continue to eat more and more and more of it. If our food doesn't do that, and it acts like normal food where we fill up and we don't want more and it's not addictive, do we really need Ozempic if our food is actually natural and not doing that? So her point is, hey, the food system, especially the ultra processed food that is made out of the chemicals, I mean, if you don't have those, there's really no demand for Ozempic, or there's less demand for Ozempic. And I think that's a really solid point. Again, it's this circle right here, right, where the food companies are making food addictive, so we want more and more and more of it. We gain more and more weight. And pharma comes in and said, hey, I have a solution for your weight gain. Here's a drug that you can take on a regular basis. That's a cash cow for us as well. So both the drug companies and the big food companies are winning, whereas the American people are losing.
just one more thing that Bobby Kennedy will hopefully be rectifying when he gets to be the head of HHS.
Jillian, this is very interesting stuff, and we really appreciate you being on the show today. We hope you can come back soon.
Thank you.
Jillian Michaels, you're all right.
I hope so. Thank you so much.
Tell me in the comments below, what do you think about ultra-processed foods? What do you think about RFK Jr. and his vision to get chemicals out of our foods? What do you think about Big Pharma and Ozempic? What's your opinion there? Please put your comments below. I would love to hear what you think. I just want to say thanks a lot for watching. And if you are like me and you're really interested in the Make America Healthy Again movement, I do have a playlist, so it's right here if you want to check that out with a bunch of other videos. I'm going to be following this story every single day, so make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on the latest Make America Healthy Again news. Thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next video.